If you're watching this right now, part of your soul is buried with someone you loved. You survived, and that survival feels like a betrayal. You feel guilty for still being here, and you feel utterly, completely alone. No one tells you that grief doesn't just take the person, it takes the version of you that only existed because of them. I found a way through that darkness, not in a self-help book, not in a motivational speech, but in the real memories of a man who had seen hell itself. A psychiatrist named Viktor Frankl, who walked out of Nazi concentration camps when almost no one did. There was a conversation he had in his own office with a grieving doctor that changed my life and millions of others. That story is coming for your wound right now. I lost my partner, the very meaning of my days, 5 years ago on a gray autumn afternoon. When she was gone, I truly believed the sun would never rise the same way again. For 2 full years, I never opened the curtains. I sat in the dark and talked to the walls. Every morning I'd reach across to the other side of the bed, and that cold, empty space would hollow me out all over again. I hated myself. How could I still eat, still drink water, still breathe while she was under the ground? It felt like a betrayal of everything we were. I was searching for a way out of it, but everywhere I ran, that emptiness followed me. I had become the living dead. Then, in the deepest part of that darkness, a book found its way into my hands. Written by Viktor Frankl. This was no ordinary writer. This was a man who had lost everything and had watched it happen with his own eyes. During the Second World War, the Nazis took him. In the camps, he watched his family, the people closest to him in the world, be taken from him, one by one. Every single day, he breathed in the air of torture, starvation, and death. No one knew if they'd survive to see the next morning. But inside that horror, Frankl discovered something. He noticed that the ones who endured the worst suffering were not the physically strongest. It was the ones who had even a single why, a single reason still burning inside them. If you carry meaning in your chest, the body can bear almost anything. The ones who broke were not the ones who suffered the most. They were the ones who could no longer answer the question, what for? He made himself a promise. If I survive this, I will spend my life helping people find their way out of this emptiness. And he did survive. After the war, he began seeing patients in Vienna. One day, an elderly doctor came into his office. The man had lost his wife 2 years earlier and simply could not find his way back to himself. When he walked in, he looked as though life had already left him. His hands trembling, his shoulders collapsed inward. The doctor didn't come looking for hope. He came because he had run out of reasons to keep going. And somewhere, instinctively, he knew Frankl might understand that. He sat across from Frankl and wept like a child. I can't go on, Frankl. Without her, everything is hollow. Why am I still here? Frankl didn't hand him a list of coping strategies. He didn't say, "It gets easier," and send him on his way. Frankl had lost more than most men ever do, so he understood more than anyone exactly what this man was carrying. He simply sat with him, looked him in the eye, and asked one question. "Doctor, think about this for a moment. What if it had been you who died first, and she was the one left behind? What would her life look like right now?" The doctor went still. He wiped his eyes. He looked down, and he whispered, "She would have suffered terribly. My absence would have destroyed her." And then Frankl said the words that would quietly change the lives of millions of people. You see, doctor, you are carrying this pain so that she doesn't have to. You survived so that she would never have to bear this weight. Today, you grieve in her place. You ache in her place. Every bit of suffering you feel, you have taken it from her. This grief is your final act of love for her, your last quiet gift. The doctor said nothing. He simply stood up, took Frankl's hand, held it firmly, and walked out a different man, because now he knew why he was still here. When I read those words, something shifted in me. Like a stone I had been carrying for years just lifted. For the first time in what felt like forever, I took a full, deep breath. I understood. My grief was not a punishment. It was not meaningless suffering. It was not weakness. If I am crying today, if I am fighting through this unbearable absence, it means she is at peace. I have taken this weight onto my own shoulders so she doesn't have to carry it. I am feeling this so her soul doesn't have to. From that moment, when I looked out the window, I began to see the world differently. Every morning, when I reached across that cold, empty side of the bed, I no longer felt only loss. I felt something quiet and strange, a kind of pride. Because that emptiness wasn't just absence, it was proof. Proof of my love, proof of my faithfulness, proof that I chose to stay and carry what she left behind. I had chosen to survive and to pay for that love with every tear. And now I'm speaking to you with the wounded heart. Don't be ashamed of your tears. Don't rush to wipe them away. Right now, you are doing the most sacred act one human being can perform for another. That is not weakness. That is the purest form of love that exists. When the loneliness becomes too heavy, place your hand on your chest and whisper, I carry this so my love can rest. I chose this grief so my love could be free. And if love had to leave someone behind, at least it left someone who was strong enough to carry it. You are not just someone in mourning. You are someone who loved so deeply that you took on the weight of loss itself and carried it with grace. You are not alone. We carry this together, and we carry it with pride.